Hi everyone, welcome to a Nigerian's perspective. Today is day 5 of the protest taking place in Nigeria titled End Bad Governance. I'm going to be reacting to this video. President Bola Tinubu urges protesters to end rallies. Let's watch it together. As usual, if you're here for the first time, please subscribe to this channel. Like this video. The likes are really important for this channel, and it's because it sends a signal to the algorithm and it sends more people. I'll make more videos. I hope you like my content. If you do, please put a comment in the comment section. If there's anything I can improve upon as well, let me know. Just put it down in the comment section. I really value your input. Let's get into it.
Nigerian security forces continued an intensive crackdown on rallies over the weekend as thousands continued to take to the streets. Nigerian authorities fired bullets and tear gas at protesters and even at journalists covering the protests against the economic crisis. According to Amnesty International, at least 50 journalists were arrested in Abuja over the weekend. Addressing the nation for the first time since the protests erupted, President Bola Tinubu urged citizens to suspend the rallies and for the bloodshed to end. He also called on young activists to hold dialogue.
The president of this country, I must ensure public order in line with the constitutional oath to protect the lives and property of every citizen. Our government will not stand idly by and allow a few with a clear political agenda to tear this nation apart. Under the circumstances, I hereby enjoin protesters and the organizers to suspend any further protest and create room for dialogue.
President Tinubu said that he understands the pain and frustration driving these protests and listed out the measures his government is implementing to tackle the crisis. However, Nigerian activists were not satisfied with the president's assurance. They have resisted his plea to end the protests.
From the speech that the president has made so far, if he doesn't address the needs of the Nigerian people by reducing the fuel price back to 200, bringing back subsidy, reducing the cost of education, opening the borders, then he has not spoken.
We are still going for protest today. Maybe with his cabal, we can make another sitting round table to make a good decision and good movement. That's what we do. Today, we are making grand. We are doing short service here today. Tomorrow, we are still going. That 10 days, I'm sure that 10 days, if you don't answer.
In his address, Tinubu blamed people with a clear political agenda behind the violence and said they would be resisted by security forces.
So it's not clear to me what the political agenda is. There's poverty in the land, there's anger in the land, there's hunger in the land. I'm not really clear what the political agenda is. I really am not. If anybody knows, please put it in the comment section. I mentioned something in my last video. I said I wanted to see the impact on the presidential address that was done yesterday. People are still on the streets on day 5, and it seems that hasn't made any impact. Like I said also in that video, the president didn't directly address what the demands of the protesters were. So I'm not surprised. Personally, I'm not surprised that people are back to the streets. As I said earlier in previous videos, they do have a right. They do have a right. They do have a right for the third time to protest and to demand for a better Nigeria. Yeah, for me, it's disappointing. I mean, it's good for the president to come out and say he wants to end bloodshed. But what about the demands that they are asking for? What about the demands? Because that's, it's going to all boil down to that. It's all going to boil down to that at the end of the day. But me, I'm advocating for peace, and I'm hoping that, a political solution and a lasting solution for the Nigerian people need to be heard. Nigerian people need to be heard in this particular case, and strategy, calm minds, and a path forward is the way to resolve this impasse, so it doesn't spiral out of control, which nobody wants, really. It's not going to pay anybody if this spirals out of control. Let's keep watching.
At least 13 people were killed in clashes with security forces on the first day of protests on Thursday. As per reports, 3 people were killed in a rally in Nigeria's second largest city of Kano on Saturday. Nigerian police, however, deny using excessive force and say only 7 people have died so far. As per the police breakdown on the death toll, 4 have been killed by an explosive device during a march in northeast Borno State. 2 were hit by a car and another was shot by a guard when protesters looted a shop. Police have blamed the Islamic movement of Nigeria of infiltrating the protest, while around 700 people have been arrested in the first 2 days of demonstrations and have been accused of armed robbery, arson, mischief, and destroying property. Protesters have meanwhile blamed the authorities for turning their peaceful protests deadly.
The two-pronged approach of violence and propaganda has failed. The violence and repressions are just attempts to silence and control us, and the propaganda cannot sway or fool us. The struggle for a new and better Nigeria continues. We must not be tired. The future of Nigerians depend on our determination at this moment.
Africa's most populous country, Nigeria, is suffering its worst economic crisis in a generation. The inflation is at a 28-year high of over 34%. The crisis emerged after President Tinubu ended a fuel subsidy and currency controls more than a year ago. These measures were supported by the US-based World Bank and International Monetary Fund to revive the economy. However, the measures have dealt a heavy blow to Nigerians.
So I might probably do another video on IMF, World Bank, on foreign intervention in African and regional politics and economics. I'll do a separate video on that one. I don't want to lump, the World Bank and the IMF. Anyway, guys, I appreciate your support. Please subscribe, like this video, and share it to as many people as possible. If you're protesting, please stay safe and make sure that your life is paramount when you go out to protest. I'd like to hear your comments on this one. What do you think? Day 5. Do you think this is going to end anytime soon? Do you think people are going to stay back? Do you think this is going to go through to day 10? What are your thoughts? Do you think it's been a successful protest or it's been underwhelming? What do you think about the president's speech? What do you think about other things that has happened in conjunction with this protest? I'd like to hear your comments on this one. And I'll see you in the next one.